Hello, my fellow actors. Welcome back to Casting Actors Cast, the podcast for actors from a casting director. I'm Jeffrey Dreisbach, and today we're talking about a subject that sits right at the heart of what makes performances compelling, memorable, and bookable. Today's episode is called Acting for Humans: Why Authenticity Beats Technique Every Time. This is Casting Actors Cast.
Casting actors, cast what a show. With Jeffrey Dreisbach, we're ready to go. From agents to gigs, learn what you like. Tune in every week, we're bringing you back.
You've done more auditions than a casting director has said, "Thanks, we'll be in touch." It's time you got serious and learned acting strategies, audition secrets, and tips to grow. Get the Actor's Playbook for Getting Cast. Booked It by Jeffrey Dreisbach. Available right now. Also introducing Next Level Auditions, the online video course. Why not get both? Call it the Ultimate Audition Toolkit. You won't find these on sale because they're worth every penny. If you're serious about your acting career, this is your next step. This is your moment. Let's make it count. CastingActorsCast.com. Well, hello and welcome to today's episode of Casting Actors Cast. I mentioned my name. I'm Jeff Dreisbach, and I'm a casting partner with McCorkle Casting in New York. Welcome to today's episode. I think that there's a better subtitle that I want to give you, a better title to the podcast. And I think the better title is Real Beats Perfect. Real Beats Perfect. And we're going to have a really, I think, decent, in-depth discussion about this. But first, this is that moment of the podcast where I get to say thank you for tuning in to Casting Actors Cast. It's been a pleasure bringing these podcasts to you. And if you're a first-time listener, thank you so much. Welcome aboard. Also, if you've been listening for a long time, I am so grateful that you are out there still listening. We're over 400 episodes of the podcast, and I couldn't be more excited. Please do me a favor if you would. First, if you like what you're hearing, I would love you to go ahead and leave a review, a thumbs up, a like, a share. You can also go to the website, Casting Actors Cast, all one word.com, Casting Actors Cast, and there you will find all kinds of information about the podcast. But also there's some freebies. If you fill out that form that says dive into the talent pool, you're going to find a free book. There's a free video. There's all kinds of cool stuff there. There's also Jeff's Jots, which are corresponding show notes to each of the podcast episodes that you can print right out. So it really, if you become a collector of the podcast notes, you can end up with a full book that is going to be very, very useful for you, I think. Also, speaking of books, my book called Booked It, the Actor's Playbook for Getting Cast, is out, as well as a course called Next Level Auditions. And that's a course that you can take as well. You can find out all of that information on the website, CastingActorsCast.com. All right, let's talk about this. Let's begin with a question. Have you ever watched an actor perform and thought, wow, that was technically impressive, but you didn't feel anything? Yeah, of course you have. We all have. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever watched an actor who wasn't flashy, wasn't showy, maybe didn't even seem like they were acting at all, and yet you couldn't take your eyes off them? That is authenticity. And authenticity is the single most powerful booking tool an actor possesses. It's not vocal range, it's not emotional range, it's not training, it's not resume credits. Authenticity. Now, before anyone misunderstands technique, we have to talk about this. Technique is valuable. Technique is important. Technique is necessary. I teach technique. I respect technique. I admire technique. But technique is not the goal. Technique is the support system. The goal is humanity. Because audiences don't connect to technique. They connect to truth. Casting doesn't hire actors because they demonstrate skill. We hire actors because we believe them. Belief is everything. If we believe you, we follow you. If we follow you, we invest in you. If we invest in you, we cast you. So, why do so many actors accidentally prioritize technique over authenticity? Why? Authenticity feels unpredictable. And actors, especially in high pressure auditions, often retreat into what feels safest: control. But control is not watchable, right? Life is watchable. Let's talk about what authenticity actually looks like from the casting side of the table. Authenticity looks like someone thinking. Authenticity looks like someone listening. Authenticity looks like someone being affected. Authenticity looks like someone not trying to impress us. One of the most common things I write in casting notes is this: feels real. Those two words are more powerful than any compliment about skill because real is rare. Here's something that may surprise you. Most actors audition from the outside in. They start with voice, costume, posture, tone, expression. Then they try to add emotion underneath. Authentic actors work from the inside out. They start with need. What do I want? Why do I want it? What happens if I didn't get it? Those questions create behavior. Behavior creates truth. Truth creates connection. Connection creates being cast. You see the pattern? Authenticity is not mysterious, it's behavioral. Let's look at a simple example. Two actors say the same line. They say the same line. Here's the line: I'm fine. That's the line. You saying that in your head? I'm fine. Now I want you to uh, act it, and I want you to be and show that you're feeling sadness. All right, go ahead. Say, I'm fine, feeling sad. Good. Now, I want you to try this. I know this is kind of weird. This is like inter exchange acting, kind of weird. But now I want you to try it again. I want you to say the line, I'm fine, but try not to cry. Good. Now, of those two, which one is more compelling? It's always the second. Why? Because humans don't perform emotions, they manage them. When an actor tries to show emotion, it feels artificial. When an actor tries to control emotion, it feels human. Casting hires humans, not demonstrations. Here's another shift that can transform your work immediately. Stop asking, what should I feel? Start asking, what am I doing? Feelings happen. Doing is playable. You cannot directly play emotions. You can play action. Action generates emotion organically, truthfully. That's authenticity. Let's talk about the biggest authenticity killer in auditions. And we're going to do that right after this. Welcome back to Real Beats Perfect every time. Um, what we were just talking about is authenticity killer, especially in auditions. And that is the actor who always is just trying to be interesting. The moment an actor tries to be interesting, they stop being truthful. Interesting is a result, it's not a strategy. Truth is a strategy, and truth is surprisingly simple. It is often quieter than actors expect. Stillness, for example, is incredibly authentic. Why? Because real people don't constantly indicate. They think, they listen, they hesitate, they reconsider. Those micro behaviors are fascinating on camera. The lens of the camera loves stillness because stillness lets us see thought. Thought is cinematic, indication is theatrical, self conscious performance is visible, authentic experience is invisible. And let me say that casting always prefers invisible work. Now, I want to address something that actors worry about all the time. If I'm not doing enough, will casting think that I'm being boring? I hear that. I hear that especially in classes. I don't want to be boring. The answer to the question is no. If you're being truthful, you are never boring because truth is layered. Truth has complexity. Truth has contradiction. Truth has unpredictability. Those qualities are inherently watchable. What is boring is effort. Effort looks the same no matter what role you're playing. Truth looks different in every character. Another myth we need to dismantle is this one. Authenticity means playing yourself. No, 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 no. Authenticity means playing truthfully. You can be authentic inside any character if you understand the human need driving them. A king and a cashier can both be authentically played if the actor understands what the person wants and why. It matters. Authenticity is not about similarity to you, it's about honesty inside circumstances. Let's talk about honesty. Honesty in acting does not mean revealing your personal life. I know that there are a lot of teachers who love diving into what's going on emotionally with you and seeing if that's something that you can tap into. But that's not what I'm talking about. It really does mean revealing truthful behavior. And guess what? There's a difference. Actors sometimes think they must mine personal trauma to be authentic, and that's not true. You do not need to relive pain. You need to pursue objectives. Objective driven acting creates authentic behavior without emotional self harm. That's not only effective, it's sustainable. Let's talk about why casting trusts authentic actors. Authentic actors adjust easily. Why? Because they're not protecting a performance, they're responding to circumstances. When direction comes, they can shift instantly because nothing is locked. Directors love that. Flexible actors feel safe to direct. Directors don't hire worry, they hire possibility. Here's a phrase casting directors use constantly: they're so watchable. Watchable doesn't mean dramatic, watchable means alive. Alive is the fingerprint of authenticity. You can't fake aliveness, you can only allow it. So, how do you practice authenticity? You stop practicing results. Instead of rehearsing emotions, rehearse intentions. Instead of rehearsing line readings, rehearse listening. Instead of rehearsing gestures, rehearse objectives. Objectives organize behavior naturally. When your objectives are clear, your performance becomes simple. Simple is truthful. Truthful is compelling. Compelling is castable. Well, let's talk about one more authenticity myth. Some actors believe authenticity means low energy. That is absolutely not true. Authenticity can be explosive. Authenticity can be loud. Authenticity can be wild, but it is always motivated. The difference between authentic intensity and forced intensity is impulse. Authentic intensity happens to you. Forced intensity is done by you. Casting can see the difference instantly. One feels dangerous in a thrilling way, the other feels dangerous in a concerning way. We hire thrilling, we avoid concerning. Here's a practical exercise you can use this week. Take a scene you know well. Perform it once, focusing on showing emotion. Then perform it again, focusing only on what you want from your partner. Watch both. The second will almost always feel more alive. Why? Because want creates behavior. Behavior creates truth. Truth creates connection. Connection books work. Now let's talk about authenticity on camera. Specifically, camera acting is not about projecting. It's about allowing thoughts, allowing reactions, allowing silence, allowing uncertainty. Real people are uncertain all the time. Uncertainty is human. Human is watchable. Watchable is castable. If you remember nothing else from today's episode, but I hope you remember a lot from this episode. If you remember, though, one thing, it's this: authenticity is not something you add, it's something you stop preventing. Actors don't lack authenticity, they block it with effort. Remove effort, and authenticity appears. Now, before we close, I want to leave you with this. The industry is not searching for the most polished actor, I promise you. It's searching for the most believable human. Training supports that. Technique supports that. Expertise supports that. But none of these replace that. Because at the end of the day, audiences don't fall in love with performances, they fall in love with people. If this episode reminded you to trust your humanity more than your technique, please share it with an actor who might need permission to be real instead of impressive. And if you want more casting insight, audition tools, and real world industry guidance, be sure to follow Casting Actors Cast and visit castingactorscast.com, where we help you prepare smarter, perform better, and book more. I'm Jeffrey Dreisbach. Thanks for listening. Now, go be human.
From monologues to scripts.